Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our stand. Today we're having the second day of Staff Club presentations. And today we would like to get back to the ground. To be frank, today we will be waiting for your questions in the chat. The first one who asks question in chat will get a prize from us, our t-shirt. Don't hesitate to ask what you are interested to know about the investigation of the incidents. Send your email address, ask your questions, and you will be able to draw a t-shirt. I'm going to share my screen. Everyone can see the screen. As I demonstrated yesterday, all the work is done in the browser. Today, we will be discussing StaffCop for information security and information security and data protection services. The most interesting cases must be in the files that leave the perimeter of the company, emailed, saved on memory sticks, uploaded to the cloud. I'll be using this server as an example. Everything have been transferred to the test environment to make it easier. I have already prepared categorized events, and we have intercepted files. As I mentioned before, they are all mixed up. Let's try to sort them out. This resolution is not high enough. I'll try to zoom them in. We have selected intercepted files. Well, in fact, we should use filters in order to narrow down our search. On the right-hand side, we will see information that we need. We selected intercepted files. Now we want to see what's there on memory sticks. We enter the device, and here we see our removable disk. There is a certain number of files on the memory stick. I can scroll them up and down. As you can see, the speed is high enough. Let us narrow down the search period. And we see 3 files. We can see here what was saved on the memory stick. As you see, we can narrow down the search area. All the files are downloadable. We can download them, open them up. The most important thing is that you can download them and look into the content. Now let's go to email. We remove this checkout sign. And here we see our email files. We can also download them and look into them. We can see what kind of files they are, the addressees and the senders. Here we see Ksusha as the sender. The file was addressed to myself. There can be thousands of such files. And it may be pretty difficult. It may be pretty tiresome work trying to sort them out. We can filter them out. I have prepared files here. Do you remember our files on the memory stick? I have entered pseudo-regular requests, and I specify what kinds of file I want to see. Otherwise, I would see too many files. And with this condition set, I can see that these files have been saved on a memory stick, printed out. We can use an app or a web form to have them intercepted. if we remove this criterion, we will see a huge number of files. There is no point in spending time on all of them. In our search, we cannot only specify the name of the files, but also the extension or some other attributes. I still don't see any questions in the chat. Nobody wants the t-shirt. Okay. We can also carry out search based on content rather than attributes. For this, we should put a dictionary in place. I have some preset dictionaries. It is a pretty simple entity. We should specify keywords. I'm going to use the word director to look for files signed by the director. Quite often, leaders have nicknames. We can also use them. In some organizations, those dictionaries contain family names of their managers, directors, and we can also use them as keywords. This is what we're going to look for. Now, where are we going to look for it? We set another filter. I check out this box. I specify that I want to carry out search in email and here as well. My dictionary has worked out. I can work with data on the fly. Too many queries, and there are too large emails. I can see here my keyword, which is director. There are messages with discussions. There was a file sent over Skype, and again with the word director. Another one. This is an Excel file. We see plenty of files, and we can actually do our search like this. I see there is someone in the chat. Hi, Sergey. Unfortunately, Sergey is not entitled to taking part in our draw. Okay, Sergey, don't worry. I can give you such a t-shirt as a gift later. So we see our different files sent over different channels. We can change our search criteria. I like this email channel because normally it contains a lot of very interesting information. Now let's go to correspondence. We can intercept Telegram files, Skype files. Let's pick email once again. Outgoing, well, outbox, and email as type of events, not only intercepted files. And I also want to look into the domains from which those files were sent. Well, in fact, everyone is expected to use staffcop.ru, but I can see messages sent from other domains as well. Let us select the domain that we are most interested in. The system allows to either select or exclude domains. We can see what we have selected. Email, outbox, and staffcop domain. And here we can see all the email, outbound email that was sent from domains other than staffcop. We can look into all those files. That's a great channel. Now, let us see. Well, for instance, when analyzing the intercepted files, we may be interested in seeing which files have been sent out. We select intercepted files again, correspondence, email, quite a lot of messages for a year period. It may take some time. Well, I see the whole year. Intercepted files and the type of event. And I am interested in the intercepted files in the email channel only. So I pick email. Now, direction, outbox, domain, sender's domain, whatever. And recipient's domain should be any domain but staffcop.ru. And I can see all the outbound mail. We can work on it. We can change the view. We can arrange a table. Now I can see what kind of outbound messages we have here. And I can also see addressees details. I see that Valery sent 5 messages from his personal mailbox, and Ksusha only sent 1. There are still no questions. However, Sergey has managed to send his message, which means that the chat is available. What else can we see? Now, let's look into the internal correspondence. Inside the company, I select correspondence on communication channel, email, and the type of event should be messages, emails, direction, outbound, correspondent, well, correspondence sender, correspondence recipient. I want to see the correspondence of my employees in the company. I see all the stars, and I'm interested in looking into the central points of them. I can update the image. I can rearrange it like this. This is my Ksusha. And here I see another tree. There is probably some agent on my server. As you can see, I have quite many employees. I can make my assumptions for investigation. Another tool which may be interesting is site visiting. Well, it looks like a feature which may be interesting for the purpose of accounting for work time. I can see websites that consume a lot of time, such as ozon.ru and others. I can see all the activity here. I can also encounter quite unexpected websites here. Now let's open a diagram, a pie chart, for instance. This is our main domain. Let's filter out top 10 sites. I'm not interested in events. I'm mostly interested in the activity period. This is our pie chart showing how much time users spend at each particular website. Well, let's select technical support, for instance. This is their pie chart. I can browse, switching from unit to unit. I can also see pie charts for individual users. I can select top files, and this is the report that shows which websites are mostly visited by my employees. I can also select based on employees. Let's select a longer period. Here I'm selecting websites, Avito and others, those most risky websites. They are sites such as those designed for buying and selling stuff, offering services, and so forth. These sites normally pose the biggest threat. It may be interesting to present all this in a table format. I can see my employees, and let's replace the number of events for activity time. No name value. Well, this particular employee spent quite a lot of time at avito.ru. Now, let's drill down to see what he was looking for there. We have our employee. Let's select the application and window name. And under the window name, I see by activation keys. Starting from this point, I have some understanding what was going on there. Now I'm picking the same user, and I want to see some screenshots to understand what kind of activities they were. Here are the screenshots. What else may be interesting for the security department? The websites, the email. What else can I demonstrate? Sergey, do you have any ideas? What else should we demonstrate? Besides our module, I can use machine learning to look for passports, for example. If we're interested in personal data, we can engage notifications. These are pieces of content that we borrowed from Yandex. Here is an example of a passport. This is a situation that should not exist. So when we see it, we immediately notify our security. Well, since there are no more questions, no questions at all, I'm done for now. If you have any questions later, don't hesitate to contact me via email. And at this, I'm wrapping up. I am going to stay here. I'll be available for your questions in the chat.